Today we're combining two of my favorite things, Dollar Tree and budgeting. Let's see what we can get in here to start a cash envelope budgeting system. If you are new to cash budgeting and the envelope system, I'm going to show you a quick, efficient, as well as a simple and low-cost way to get started with that. Come join me. We're in the arts and crafts aisle, and I'm looking for a couple of specific things in order to start this whole thing. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. So let's just look at a couple things while we're here. This could work for something that I need, but I'm still looking. Wow. Love these notebooks. We're definitely going to grab a notebook. They have purple. Trust yourself, of course. My favorite color. And also you've got this. They have a large selection of items that we can choose and go from in order to get a couple things, but I'm looking for some things specific, and I may have found the first item. Let's see. So I love how bright this is. This is what we're going to use here. I can and I will. I love this. Just a regular lined journal notebook. So we're gonna take that to start off with, and let's see what else that we need. Guys, I got everything that I needed. I'm going to show you guys in the video how to set up this simple cash budgeting envelope system. Stay tuned. Before we get into today's video, I would like to thank today's sponsor, EWIO, for the milk tea mix that they sent me. They sent me the jasmine as well as the matcha. Each one does have 5 packs within each box. It also provides the best way in order to mix the teas, whether you want them hot or cold, as well as it gives you a nice little disclaimer about that there may be some particles that are not dissolved. However, that is nothing to worry about. I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video and sharing these items with me. If you would like a free sample milk tea mix, I do have extras available. Please make sure that you send me your name as well as your mailing address where you would like a tea sample sent. Make sure you let me know if you want jasmine or matcha. And in the description box, there will be a link that shows how you can order milk teas for yourself. I'm back from my trip from the Dollar Tree, and I only spent $5 in order to do this. Now, if you want to go a route where you are spending more money, you can. However, cash envelope system does not have to be fancy with a fancy planner or a wallet or other things that cost more money. You can spend $5 and get the things that you need. A couple of things that I have here are envelopes. We've got a notebook. We have index cards. And then also we have this pencil box. I was trying to find an accordion file folder. However, I couldn't find any at the Dollar Tree, but this is a great alternative, and I will tell you why. Reason being is because it can fit more envelopes in here. With the accordion folder, it has 8 slots in there, and so it's a little bit limited. However, with this, you can put up to 50 envelopes in here. So it's a great way to start the cash envelope budgeting system. Now, if you are feeling like, I don't know if the $5 setup is going to work for me, let's go ahead and look at this graphic to compare what a fancy budget planner binder system would be versus the Dollar Tree setup. So the initial cost for a fancy budget binder, and there's nothing wrong with those, is $30 plus. Your Dollar Tree setup, $5. The functionality of it, you're going to get a lot of functionality out of the fancy budget binder. Same thing that you will get out of the Dollar Tree setup. Also, is the fancy budget binder budget friendly? And it may not be. It may be a little bit overwhelming with all of the different categories, all of the different pages that you see in there. So you may want to start out simple. That is where our Dollar Tree budget setup comes into play, because you can customize this the way that you need to. Also reinforces that you don't need to overspend in order to take control over your money. Let's get started with setting everything up. First thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the different categories that you want to have the cash envelope system for. Cash envelope system is there to help you so that you don't overspend. If you have the money in your checking account and you have a debit card attached to it, you are more likely to just swipe, and not even think about how much that you are spending when you are swiping. with the cash envelope system, a great benefit or a pro to it is that you know how much you have to spend. And once that money is gone, that is pretty much it. You don't replenish that money until your next payday, and you don't borrow from other categories in order to make things fit or make things work within your budget. So the cash envelope system is there to help you stay a little bit more disciplined in order to spend your money wisely. I personally use the cash envelope system because I know for me that I will swipe if I have everything in a bank account. The cash envelope system has worked wonders for me and my budget and keeping me on track. So the first thing that we want to do is make sure that we label our envelopes. I have our 5 envelopes right here, and we're just going to do some basic cash envelope categories that you can have for your envelope. Now, certainly you can have more than this, but if you are really struggling and you don't want to be overwhelmed, I suggest 5 of these. And I'm going to give you 5 that I would personally use. Now, you may want to tailor this exactly to what you can use for your household. But for these are the ones that I know for sure. These come into rotation and play every single pay period. First category that I'm going to have is groceries. And we're just going to simply write this down on one of the envelopes. Again, this envelope is not fancy. However, if you have stickers, stamps, washi tape, you can certainly decorate these envelopes to your liking. The first one is groceries, because every single month we need groceries, correct? There's no way to get around being able to pay for your food. Yes, you can use your debit card, but again, you may be more prone to swipe a little bit more or add extra things in your cart than what you need to, versus if you have your money set aside. Next, I'm going to do gas. Not gas for the household, but gasoline for my vehicle in order to be able to get to the different jobs that I have and where I need to go. So I have a set amount every month for this. These amounts can vary and change each month. So don't feel as though you are tied down to a certain amount. As the economy changes, as uncertainty happens with the tariffs that have increased things, you may have to increase your grocery budget as well as your gasoline budget, because all of those things are affected plus more. The next category that I'm going to put down is fund money. Now, if you don't have fund money within your budget, it's okay. This is not a necessary category. This is one that I'm going to put down, especially now that it's the summertime and we are doing more things outside versus inside. I want to have a fun money category, so I have a set amount for this pay period that I can put in this envelope. Next, I'm going to put down household, because there are supplies and things that I need: toilet paper, laundry detergent. Also, I might want to get some items at Dollar Tree for my household. So I want to make sure I have a set amount in here for each pay period for a household. And the last category that I'm going to put down is personal for myself. And this is for anything that I may need that is personal to me. This may be hygiene products. This may be hair products, beauty products. Maybe I want to get my nails done and or my toes done. So I want to make sure I have a set amount in here. So now that we have our 5 categories, we're going to make sure that we set up some different spending limits for these categories. This is where your notebook comes into hand that you purchased at Dollar Tree. You don't have to have one that's fancy like this. You can get a journal notebook, composition notebook. If you have any supplies at home already, use what you have at home, especially if you don't have the $5. But if you have $5 and you want to get these supplies, you can get them while you're at Dollar Tree. Now, we're going to use our paycheck for June 13th and write that on here. The first one we have here is personal. I do have a video that talks about how to make a monthly budget. So if you are looking for a video that talks about how to create a monthly budget, that's not what this video is for. This one is just specifically for cash envelope breakdown from your paycheck. But I will leave that video linked in the description box, as well as in the pinned comment, so that you can look back at that video that I created on how to create your first budget for beginner. This is after we have already done our budget. We are working on our cash envelopes, which is a little bit separate from that, because now we're breaking down what those categories were that were in our budget. So for personal, let's just say for our June 13th, 2025 paycheck, we are going to put $30 in our cash envelope. For household, we know that we're pretty much stocked up on quite a few things
and that we don't really need to replenish a whole lot until July 1st when we get our next paycheck. So we're just going to put $10 in household for fun money. We know that we are going to a party this month, and so we're going to need a little bit extra money for the fun money because we know we want to get like a birthday gift, as well as we are also going to a festival as well. So we want to put a little bit extra money in there. Now you can also have a birthday fund, which is separate from fun money. So keep that in mind. If you don't want to combine certain categories such as the birthday gift with your fun money because you feel like it's separate, keep those separate. Make a separate envelope for birthday. So we're going to put $50 in our fun money. And then for gasoline to get us through for the next 2 weeks until our next paycheck, we are going to put $60 in our cash envelope. And then for groceries. Now, this depends on how many family members you have, where you shop, how much things normally cost in your area. I am typically an Aldi's shopper with shopping at Walmart slightly. So I know that I can keep my costs down by shopping at Aldi. You're a single individual, no dependents, no kids, no one that relies on you in order to purchase groceries for them as well. We're going to say $100 that you're going to be spending. Again, tailor this to how your budget works and how it fits for you. The next thing that you want to do is to go ahead and total up that full amount for your cash envelope. And we're going to do that now. And that is $250 that we're going to stuff into our cash envelope. And I'll show you what we're going to do with the index cards as well, because this is important in order for you to be able to track and see exactly how much you are spending out of your envelope. Let's go ahead and get our money. Now we're ready to go ahead and stuff our cash envelope. I went ahead and with our index cards, did 5 separate index cards that had personal, household, fun money, gasoline, and groceries. Also with the date, debit, credit, and total. And I'll show you how we're going to fill that out. If I didn't say this before, this is a great way if you are trying to manage your money. This can work for anyone. Our first category here that we have is personal, and we're going to be putting $30 in here. I have some cash over here to the side. Let's just count it out because it should be a total of $250. Obviously, this is prop money, but if you have real money, you can use that. If you want to use prop money because you like to keep your real cash in the bank, you most certainly can do that. You just have to make sure that you keep track of everything that's on here and make sure that you pull out the money and pay how you need to. So the first category is personal. And for personal, we are giving ourselves $30. And so that's going to go into the credit category. And we're going to put total $30 over here. Now, as we spend the $30, we are going to fill in the date as well as where we spent the money at. And then we're going to put it in as debit, subtract that from the $30, and then put our total. So for example, let's just go ahead and put in $30 here. So we have our $30 that we're putting in our cash envelope, along with our tracker that we have created that also goes in the envelope. And now we have it over here to the side. But let's just say, for example, that we need to go ahead and purchase something as far as hair supplies for ourselves on the 15th. And that cost us $10. So on 6/15/25, we're going to say hair supplies. You could put either the store or the category of things. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to put $10 over here where it says debit. Now, instead of $30, we now have $20 that will be in here. And so then the $20 will remain as we've already spent the $10. I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and fill up the rest of our cash envelopes. have filled up our cash envelopes for the June 13th paycheck. Again, we have groceries, gasoline, fund money, household, and personal. In order for us to put these somewhere, since we're not putting them in the bank and we want them easily, readily accessible, this is where our pencil box comes in. You can have it to where you decorate this, where you could put cash envelope system on here if you would like, or you can just leave it plain. This was the color that I found at my local store, but what you want to do is you want to go ahead and put these in here. As you can see, there's a lot of room where more envelopes can come in here, but we are just starting off with 5 that we have here on our list to not overwhelm ourselves. And as you get the money and as you need it, you'll go into your cash envelopes and or take them with you to the stores that you go to. Use those and then make sure with your receipt that you reconcile everything and make sure that you are accurately putting down how much you have spent. So keep those receipts, guys, because you know we love our cash back apps such as Fetch, Ibotta, Receipt Hog, Receipt Pal in order to receive cash back for the items that we have purchased. This shows you guys how you can save with the cash envelope system, especially if you are a beginner or even if you are advanced and you want to go back to the basics of how this will help you in order to not overspend and not do any type of impulse shopping and or buying, but give you the discipline in order to be able to manage your money. If you happen to enjoy this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, as well as give this video a like and share it with someone, as well as comment. That lets the algorithm of YouTube know that you are enjoying this content and that it needs to be pushed out to more people that need to see this and to know this. I would also like to thank again EWIO for the milk tea mix that they provided to me. And again, if you would like to try a sample of it, send me an email along with which one you would like to try, the jasmine or the matcha, and I will send you a sample. And you can also check them out on Amazon. Until the next video, guys, bye.